Chris Dessi, CEO of Silverback Social and producer of the Baltimore Digital Summit, with Jared and Becky from McCormick. They are fresh off stage. I feel like this is the post-game interview that's going on for everybody that's coming off. Firstly, thank you so much for being here. The whole energy behind the Baltimore Digital Summit is to educate and empower executives in the local area so that they feel like they can go back to the office tomorrow energized, rejuvenated, maybe get some ideas, hear about what the smart people at McCormick are doing, and say, wow, that's really compelling stuff, and maybe I should work with those guys. So I'm not going to pick either one of you, whoever wants to speak first, maybe like your general impressions on the session, some things that you spoke about that might have been the most compelling that you think bubbled up, and I'll shut up now. Who wants to go first?
Great. Well, I'll start. First of all, thank you for having us here. This has been a great opportunity to join Adweek and present our learnings from McCormick. We're really excited about having been here and shared some of our experiences. And I think I'll just kick it off by saying, I talked about how our websites, we went from a very fragmented digital approach to communications with separate websites, separate CMSs, different databases, and what we've been able to do is connect them in a unified system of branded websites and our social channels with the consumer at the heart of everything that we do. So it's been a great journey, and then Becky can talk about some of the content on how we feed the sites.
Yep. So we need to constantly have things on the websites or an email, and so working on different content. So we've always been campaign-based and driven, and we are trying to get away from doing only that and trying to engage the consumer on a daily basis. So that requires more content and content that can live every day. And so we've been concentrating on a few different types. So we're making sure that all of our recipes have images, and been trying a few new things of how to get those images. And we've started an internal process so that we can get it done quickly and cheaply as well. So
Sure, got to be nimble.
yes.
So now you guys just touched on about 10 things that I preach, and I love it. Talk to me a little bit about how you got there, right? This is a lot to just say, hey, we're going to have synergies throughout our sites, and hey, we're generating content. People might think content, oh, that's easy, just generate content. Like, oh my goodness, they don't understand the time and the effort and the curation that goes into the content. Was this from a top-down initiative throughout McCormick? Was this something that just organically happened because of what you're seeing outside of everything that you guys are doing? Maybe if you can touch on that, like, is it sort of like, did you guys get marching orders, here's how we're going to restructure, or is it just, how did that happen?
Well, we knew from a fundamental level that our websites needed to be overhauled. And in addition to creating a unified digital ecosystem, what we wanted to do was create a mobile-first responsive website for all of our properties. And that has allowed us to bring everything under an umbrella, and it's device agnostic. So regardless if you're on a tablet, a desktop, a mobile, you'll get the same experience across all those platforms. And we really wanted to tie in with the consumer and get them at every stage of their meal preparation. So whether they are looking to be inspired on a desktop or they're actually in store on a mobile device, we want them to have a consistent experience. And then when they're in the kitchen, they're most likely on a tablet scrolling through how to make the actual recipe. So by having this unified, responsive design, we're able to be with the consumer throughout their entire life cycle.
That's
of
so
meal
cool.
preparation.
I love that. I mean, I love the thought for the consumer involved in that. So I almost want to thank you. Like, thank you for I mean, it's true,
Sure,
right?
they are the
You're
heart
like,
of
I mean,
the heart of everything that we do.
Yeah, they're driving everything, and I think it's really compelling that you're actually listening to them and understanding that they have their iPad opened on their counter while they're covered in whatever ingredient that they might be making, and that it's really a compelling thing for them. So does that help you drive content when you're understanding that it's platform agnostic. I love that you use the word agnostic. I use it all the time, but it's great because it's kind of like we don't care where it is, but the content needs to be synergistic and tell the right story. From that interaction, are you allowing the consumer to dictate the content that needs to be driven, or are you saying, here's where we want to go and maybe we'll have some detours on the way there? Like, how does that process happen for you?
I think we need to merge the two. So
Yeah.
we obviously have our own goals in mind of what we want to tell the consumer, but we want to be able to provide content that they want to view, because if we're just trying to sell them on it, they're not going to want to see it. So
Sure.
we need to provide them with something that they want to share, and whether they're on Pinterest and going through there, they want to share it out to everybody else. And so that's kind of it's been a merge of the two, making sure that we're always meeting the needs of the consumer.
I love it. You hear that, everybody? Give, 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 and then ask gently, with reverence, human to human. Jared, Becky, thank you so much, guys. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.